Hi guys, how's it going? So we're out here today on a little ATV overnight trip. We come to one of my OG base camp spots because I'm still fighting this god-awful cold that kind of on set in the last video. So brought the old four-wheeler out. Going to be trying a new shelter system that I've had now for a couple weeks. I've only set it up one time in my backyard, and I'm really glad I did because I learned a lot of things that I would not have wanted to have, figured out or had to figure out once we, hit the mountain. So this is the Republic of Durable Goods Mach 1 compact framed hammock. This is the full sleep system. It's got the freestanding hammock, the rain fly, the bug net, and a under quilt and a top quilt. I believe this is supposed to be good down to 30-32 degrees. Tonight the low is 39, and I brought my Wooby blanket with me just in case. But yeah, this is it's a large shelter system, but I mean it's perfect for any type of like ATVing or overlanding or whatever. It's just it can be a little bit intimidating to put together at first, which is why if you ever decide to cop one of these, make sure you do your backyard setup test first, because each of these components can be bought separately. So you could just buy this free standing hammock and be good to go. So I mean it's very versatile. I mean you could take it to the beach, you could take and just use it as a backyard lounge hammock if you wanted to, or have something that fits all categories if you go with the complete system. And I mean, yeah, it looks a lot bulkier, from certain angles, but it's really like it's not that heavy considering what you get, and it has a large metal frame. You don't have to worry about clearing the ground or nothing much. One thing with this system that you don't always see, but you would expect at the price point of something like this, is all your components are like labeled in each individual stuff sack. And with this, the way that it's set up, I'm gonna go ahead and use all the components. Like we clearly don't need a bug net, but that's not really gonna hinder anything. Like if it, it'll just keep any potential spiders or something that could be crawling around, because the low is just 39. So until it gets down to like below freezing, you still have things crawling around. So that is our top quilt, and this is our under quilt. So those will just go over there for a second. This is our tarp. This is I think this is one of the additional pillows that come with it, but it has like a built-in pillow on either side, so it's ambidextrous in that sense, so you could sleep with your head on either side. This ground right here, where the base is going to be, should be pretty flat, because I'm going to try to put it right here so that whenever the tarp's on there, it'll fit properly, and things like this. These are your poles for your tarp thing. I just didn't quite get them back in the bag. Here is tent stakes, and it just unbuckles like that, and then everything else just snaps together in a pretty self-explanatory way. And I just took and left these black plastic feet on here. Like those can pop off as well, but it will fit in the bag with those on. So that just kind of speeds up this part a little bit more. And then it's just got your normal push button system, which I'll show you guys. I mean, you guys, I'm sure know what I'm talking about anyways. And it's got this little basket that's already connected down here at the bottom for keeping any extra gear off the ground, plus a cup holder. Yeah, the instructions that come with it are actually very well documented. It's not like some, sometimes you're into instructions, it's nothing but words. Like, it's very clear cut with pictures. The sunshade would be very unnecessary. Yeah, that right there, that seems like the right way. other thing too is this thing actually, you can pull the back out and just make like a really nice like seat with it. Side pockets right here that you can use, and having the underquilt makes it a lot easier to use those as well. Looking, so I actually believe that the top quilt goes on over this because it says they can then snap together. So it should be top quilt, then mosquito net. But if I can't figure out the mosquito net with all of them together, then we'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, you really do. You end up just having like a really nice full weather cocoon situation. And if this, yeah, if this goes over like this, is that a foot rot? Okay, yeah, for colder weather, you might not even be able to use the bug net with it. If that right there is actually meant to go over the foot and there's no pass-through. Or, like I said, we'll figure this out as we go. You can do it like this. And, yeah, okay, so you can still use both. So too, whenever I set this up in my backyard, another huge reason, or the main reason why it took so long, is because it was very, very windy, and this thing has a large tarp and canopy, so it handled the wind. That's the whole reason why I decided to set it that night. That night, this thing stood up, and I think the top wind speed was 24 miles an hour that night, which is not hurricane force winds by any means, but it's that's definitely a good test for something like this out of the gate. So yeah, I had to take and redo things. The under quilt is going to be going underneath. And for the bug net, you just got these 4 holes, and just where I didn't put these away like I should have last time in the bag, I just wanted to double check, make sure these are the correct 4. They are, and one side has black tips on them. That's ones that go up in the sleeve part up top, and then the parts with the metal end goes inside the little hole through the bug net itself. Yeah, I think you still do kind of run into some slight issues whenever trying to use the underquilt and stuff together. Like, I'm assuming most people, like if you're using the bug net, it's just going to be during like hotter months anyway. So that's something I'll have to play around with more some other time, because I'm not going to have a lot more time, because I got to make sure that I can get the tarp part situated. Yeah, that's what that's like, and then it zips up on both sides. Sure nothing pops out, but other things are still to be done in a unit later on. Tarp covering point, so this makes it essentially a 3-season setup. I would like to try this in the snow once it gets here, and I've already got all these guy lines on here. So I've not used the actual awning part because it was so windy that day, so I set it up like a pup tent. The light side to the front. Logo on it. So yeah, there's these snaps right here, and right here on top of these corners of the bug net, there's snaps too, so that just kind of helps, you know, get everything equal out. Now all that's left to do is stake it out and then get the awning doing. One really nice thing about this this system is these lines are this nice like iridescent or this like reflective orange gray material, and the stakes have these flags, so you know if you got this staked out at the campground, you ain't gotta worry about tripping over them all night and day. Keep laying stakes out on this bearskin hoodie with 50,000 big pockets on it. Like you could go straight down to make a complete wall, but I believe I'm going to kind of come out at a bit of an angle. Sweet tea, brothers. Well, I feel like I've kept y'all at kind of the same camera angle this go round, this video, but gotta just take it step by step. So I'm about to reference the instructions again. I mean, I should just be able to go corner to corner with these, and there is a center thing, and that I'm only gonna be able to have a small fire because that's one heck of a canopy there. You got these two big aluminum poles. There's two tips on each. I guess it doesn't really matter. You stick it in the ground. I'm gonna stick that in the ground and see if I can get that to hold for a second, or just temporarily loosely tied to the strap here. I'm probably out of frame, but just my question is I don't understand where this fiberglass pole was supposed to connect on the corners. I mean, yeah, this could definitely be it. Yeah, that's definitely it. This just makes me a little nervous because it would be better if there was an interior or even an exterior loop for that to feed through, because I don't want to break this pole. Yeah, so when this is straight up, I know I've got that bit of extra right there, but the guy vines won't really reach the ground. I mean, that's a brand new, that's the first time that, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna take the ground soft where it's rain, so I'm gonna try to jab these poles in further, and that'll help with its rigidity. Run this over here to a tree out of view. Take the sides out, but the first time view with the awning on there. Get that top quilt adjusted in there later. Go ahead and zip up this back side. I brought my Alpha Camp chair, so we're going to set that up under here. Whew. Mate, one thing I can guarantee you, this is a shelter which after you get it set up, you have a real sense of accomplishment. If you've been around, y'all seen this. This is the Alpha Camp mini camping chair. Oh yeah, baby. After many uses, still nice and tight. Oh. Feels good. One cool thing that we'll have tonight that'll give us that extra glamping feel. Anyways, that giant flashlight that I showed you guys by Garb Burrell is, I believe, the correct way to pronounce it. Pronounce it. There we go. But it's this nice. I mean, I would consider this a lantern. But one of the coolest things about it is where we're going to be in our hammock, you know, just chilling and relaxing tonight, hopefully listening to some rain. Although I did just realize something. So I don't think this thing's waterproof, and I don't have the paper with me. So I'm not going to risk hanging. I was going to take it, hang it right here from this, so that it could hang down like that, because it has a on and off, IR remote. So anywhere at camp you had this hanging around, you can just turn it on and off and control the brightness and stuff with this. So dope thing to have, and that thing's very lightweight. It is on the larger side, and it's not as versatile as like a flashlight, but for glamping, base camp setups, ATV, car, that would be a great thing if you're in the car camping or anything like that, just to have, because it charges up super quick. You do have the solar option, but where there's all these hanging loops in the hammock, like you could take and go up to this thing right here. It's going to be kind of difficult to do one hand. Oh my God, I didn't get that out. But so you got that right there, right where your noggin is, so you could hit the on button. You just hit the on button and it turns on, and you got all the stuff to cycle through. Turn it off. There we go. And yeah, that's a very, very nifty little contraption there. So it gets on the top quilt, on the top of the top quilt. I don't really care if anything. I'll just let my boots kind of hang over on that end. The main thing is, where this is a freestanding hammock, you want to make sure that you get in like 100% center mass, which is pretty common sense. But it's got these integrated pillows, and my head's not reaching it because I'm letting my feet hang off. But spot we're at, even though we're on a bit of a decline, this thing is super comfortable. I've got all my stuff wadded up underneath me, but oh yeah, I think this is going to be a phenomenal night's sleep in this thing, bro. And between this top quilt and this bearskin hoodie, I just got on a Wiccan t-shirt. Like, this bearskin hoodie is ridiculously warm. I've been wearing this green one, and I've got a brown one that I've been using a lot for the past like 2 weeks now, 2-3 weeks, and I've been outdoors a lot between hunting and everything else. So, well, the temperature has got a bit cooler, but I want to hold off on the fire for a minute because the breeze is starting to kick up a bit. So I just want to, it's not going to be a problem. I can fix that. I just haven't got all that cleared out of the way yet. But I got an MRE with me today. Hopefully the water heater works this time, unlike our last unfortunate experience. So there is a hickory sapling, it was hickory tree that I cut down I'd say about 4 months ago, and I carved a kubaton out of it, and I'm planning on making a couple more. And then I got a new hand saw that I brought. It's a small one. I know we're going to be doing no large wood processing, but as part of coming out here with the four-wheeler, and while carrying stuff wasn't going to be any hindrance, I brought this new Blackfire hand saw out. I'm going to saw it up. This will be the first time I've used this in the woods. I just have got it, but it is extremely sharp, and I've been very pleased with how well it cut, because I use it to prune some of the limbs off the Christmas tree that I got this year. So I brought my Vulcan titanium lunchbox from yesterday, just in case this water jig doesn't work. But today's is going to be menu 7, biscuit entree, so gravy with seasoned beef brisket slices, and I don't know if that has I don't think it shows the side items yet. The only thing I need to get now, just for like ATV camping trips and stuff, tons of bushcraft and all that's still in the works and being done. Then that'll be mostly what this winter consists of. But anytime I do ATV trips and stuff like this, it would be nice to have like a table to go with like this size of chair, So might consider getting one of those sometime soon. Wheat snack breads, that's our bread option. Peanut butter. I was really hoping this would have some of that jalapeno cheese in it. Irish cream cappuccino, so we had a cappuccino. I might very well have that right after the meal. There's our heater. Our side item is AU gratin potatoes. Where it's at, so yeah, there's those, so we'll warm them up together. Got raisins, not too shabby. Okay, we got We got a cranberry and grape beverage powder, mix up with some water. Toffee roll. That sounds like, wait, isn't toffee like a dessert? And then we got apple jelly, so. That is perfectly on the fill line, so just small splash of water. You know, here could be the hardest part. So the main thing that we got to warm up and get real even. I'll get that element fully covered in water. This side of the element, or on the package, and then we can stick it in the sleeve like that. Okay, I hear it hissing, so that's a great sign. Okay, so let me find a rock to lean this on. That way I don't knock it over with my foot. I can actually lean it right here behind the tripod. Okay, so Tootsie Rolls are toffee, so I was right. Those, actually, so I don't lose these. Let's just, and also so they don't get too cold and get really hard. Raisins, we can try the raisins. I've had the raisins, but let's see if these are any count. Well, there's 2 for the squirrels. So, Jesus, them are sweet raisins, bro. Okay, well, that's going to take a minute to warm up. So, let's go over here and find that sapling tree and try this saw out. Okay, yeah, no, I was right. This is the one that I was thinking about, because right there is a larger hickory tree that's bent over, and I could actually, if I wanted to use a lot of that, it's still green, and there's some dead stuff around I'm gonna come get for. This is dead now too, so like if there's anything that I can't use with the scraps, I'm gonna take and use it to just barbecue with. But this lower end, I believe, might be long enough to use, or girthy enough to use and have a good grain to make a small spoon. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit longer, because like the Kubotan stuff, the smaller you start with, the easier it is. So let's give this new saw a go. I mean, the blade length might make you want to stop this thing, but it's sharp, bro. I think it would actually be, I think it'd be a great idea on their part if they took and made a much larger version of this saw with this exact same blade design. These chaff. Yeah, it's definitely going. Normally by now you'd already have like a lot of steam rolling out of it, but then again, I do have this lid down kind of tight. I'm just like trying to move the food around the packet, because the bottom always gets a lot hotter than the rest. So you gotta give it a nice little deep tissue massage. Do without dirtying this up is I can use the lid. This rock can thing is a little bit of a plate. Butter's like nowhere, like it's not near freezing, but where it's been out and got cold, it's definitely on the thick side. So this might not be, well, no, it's pretty runny. You know what? It's not as bad as I thought it would be. But that's something that'll stick to your insides. I do wish they give you more jelly, because it looks like we're going to be, this is just going to turn into a peanut butter sandwich here in a second. Like the beef brisket and the potatoes would probably be really good together. So since the lid's already dirty on that lunchbox thing, we could mix it, put them both in there. So I might go ahead and get a small fire going just in case we need to warm up, because I mean, with it getting cold, I want this to be a good hot meal. So we got the fire going decent enough. I'm definitely going to use the MRE spoon. Not that we really need the lid anymore, but I'm going to take the moist towelette because I got a little bit of jelly on the lid of this, just in case we do need to use it. Okay, yeah, I got one on each side, and I can feel a little bit of heat on the cardboard packet, but it is not filled. Oh well, it was nice. This is the potatoes, so let's do them first. I think we're definitely going to have to warm this stuff up in the pan. I think this last batch of MREs I have just have had bad heaters in them. Like, oh no, come back. Oh yeah. Yep. Just did not warmed up to the standards. So yeah, the bottom end of this was a little steamy. I chose to not bring the grill grate because I hadn't planned on using it because I brought an MRE, but you know, what does that matter? Oh well, apparently dinner time at last. Just ripped in half MRE sleeve to keep soot from getting all over us. We'll chow down on much better than eating a lukewarm MRE. Why does the smoke have to come over here? Well guys, I looked at the weather, and at the moment the rain probably won't come in. The earliest it's showing like a 27% chance by 9 p.m. It's like 4:09 or something, so it'll get dark in about an hour, exactly an hour. And you know, before we hit the hay, I want to show you guys the light and all that good old stuff that I brought with me. And you know, if we do anything else interesting, I'm just going to chill out. Might even start carving on one of those, I'm not sure. But it's been a very nice, relaxed time. And I'm starting to actually feel a bit better than I did whenever I first come out today from the cold. Like, I did take some medicine before I left, so maybe it's just been working in the background. There's not any embers, but there's a crap ton of ash collecting on this thing, and even on the bug net. I don't know if it'll show up. I'll probably I'll go to bed pretty early, that way I can enjoy this. And you know, I didn't really plan on doing a lot because I woke up early this morning and got out here about 10:30, and it took a while to, you know, re-figure out how to set this thing up and get everything situated. I wanted to allow myself plenty of time, especially if I couldn't get it up or I ended up feeling worse from being sick, that I could abandon ship and ride back. But everything's looking good, and so I mean, you know, we'll wake up and the rain will come when the rain comes. But if anything, it's like it's a 90% chance of rain like after midnight. So if it doesn't rain, then that's a big false flag right there. Yep, I'm just gonna finish this and I'll see you guys once it gets dark. Hello everybody. So it's now about 6:50, right, or you know, about to be 7. I just wanted to show you guys this dope light. So I think that's the lowest. Okay, no, that's the lowest set. So there's 3 brightnesses. Then you got like a super fast flash, and then you got an SOS flash beacon, and then you can just turn it off. And when you turn it on, it starts right back where you left off. Or I'm pretty sure if you're off, you can even start it on any of the modes. Yes, I just hit the SOS one. So there's a nice signaling, nighttime signaling feature. So really oh, sorry, no, not that one. Let's turn that off. Comment that guy will have a flipping epileptic seizure sitting there. Okay, that's that one, just by going by feel here. So that should be, so that's the low setting, but then since we're recording, I guess we should just go with the highest one. It's very cozy. The like, while we're talking about lights, like, I mean, this is a really cool new camp light. Anytime you have something you can hang overhead, or if you're in a tent, and I don't know, there's just something about this that's really neat, being able to turn on and off and switch them out. It's not any you know, new mind-blowing technology, but there's just, I've not really seen many camping lights on the market with this feature. And then while he's talking about lights, this one's not a huge player into nights out, but this is my new favorite EDC flashlight. It's the Cyan Sky P25. Cyan Sky is the one that makes the headlamp that I've been using. So I'll take and I'll turn that thing on. So but whenever you turn this thing on, that starts on its low setting, and just like its headlamp, it has like a, I'm assuming that's medium, this is high, and then that's ultra. And like the ultra, like all their lights, is just god tier and how bright and long the beam distance is. So I've been using this as like an everyday flashlight for a while, and I mean, low is better than pretty much all your flashlights, but whenever you have a flashlight with this kind of power, then you know it's going to it's a little bit more expensive. So I'll put a link to it and all the other stuff I use in the I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's some coyotes yapping back that way. I haven't been that close to this area in a while. Yeah, in case you're new, like I said, I link to most all this stuff in the description, not affiliate links, not paid promotion, none of that stuff. But I know, you know, anytime I see cool new gear that I'd be interested in picking up in a video or something, it's, you know, always helpful to, you know, have access to those companies' web pages or whatever. So the bottom of my boots are dirty, but I'm gonna take and I think set them in my chair right here, that way I ain't gotta worry about creepy crawlies, and I know exactly where they're at if I need to set up and put them on. Well, I'm not in any way worried about, like, coyotes are not a very, they're a very timid creature the vast majority of the time, but since I had that food and stuff here, I took and set it over, like, the trash, like the leftover MRE pack and stuff, and I put it probably like 50 yards over that way, and, you know, I'll get it before I leave. Because, I mean, those coyotes sound like they might have been 200 miles, 200 miles, Jesus. You can tell I'm tired. About 200, 300 yards away. I need to take and find the foot box to the top quilt. Because you better believe I'm going to take advantage of that. Oh yeah, this right here is 20 different flavors of cozy. Just might have to, like I'm leave this bug net open. I'm just worried that I'm not used to sleeping in this system. I'm gonna get up and like step on it or like get the thing caught. So with that being said, guys, appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I will talk to y'all in the morning or whenever it whenever it, you know, comes a heavy rain and wakes me up. If that is the case, either way, there should definitely be some rain on the way. So with that said, let's tuck ourselves in, and good night. Oh. Oh. Good morning, guys. So it did come like a little bit of a rain around I think like I think it was like about 12 o'clock, like right around midnight. It's 4:30 a.m. right now, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it actually just started. I just got up. I think I got the thing set up underneath the canopy good enough. Um, but now it's starting back to the same gentle pace of rain. It was just misting when I just got up a second ago. But yeah, this was very warm. I'll have to double check what exactly the temperature got down to, but with this top quilt, and especially this jacket that I got on, all was very well. The only thing that I noticed whenever I just got up and looked at everything is where this is the first time it's been set up in this canopy position. The material has like stretched, which is, you know, I mean, it'll do that with anything. But even though the water was minimal, there's absolutely no leaks, or I don't feel any type of condensation or nothing. There's, you know, this front's open, so there's plenty of airflow. Under quilt, I had no cold spots underneath. I mean, I just found out, I hadn't even tried this yet, but you can actually get a pretty good, well, not where I just scooted down, but you can get a pretty good like side sleep position in this thing too. So yeah, overall really satisfied with it. Now it'll be more and more pleasurable to use once, you know, once I get quicker and more used to setting it up and everything. Like, once again, we're going back mainly to bushcraft, but this thing, I feel like this will be something that gets a lot more summer use, if anything. So, but what I'm going to be doing as part of testing its, you know, ability to handle weather and everything is, since this is like one of my personal base camp locations where I normally like build one of my main bushcraft shelters for the winter, I'm going to leave this set up, not forever, but just probably for 3-5 more days. Then I'll drive back up here and see how it does. If I can check on it before then I will. But this morning, right now where it's light rain, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get up and pack up my stuff, which I've got pretty much everything up. I'm going to even leave the top quilt and stuff here just as part of the test, just to see if it ends up, you know, absorbing any moisture, because this upper material seems like it would be somewhat water repellent. And just make sure that I got everything. I really dig having this camping light right here. It makes doing this and everything else a lot easier. But anyways, that's going to do it for this one, everybody. I really appreciate taking time to watch the video. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share the channels with your friends. Check out the links to my other channels and all the other links in the description. And please hit me up in that comment section with your thoughts, ideas, opinions, any of that good old stuff. And yeah, until the next one, adios.